All right, half a day, everybody. Good morning. Wow, everybody's so excited, and we're excited for science. Thank you so much for coming. Let's make some noise for science. If you're watching via our live stream, thank you so much for joining us. We are coming to you live from the Lucio Tan Student Success Center here at the University of Guam for the 2026 University of Guam Center for Island Sustainability and Sea Grant Researchers Reveal. My name is Kyle Mandapet, and I'll be guiding you through today's festivities. But really quickly, I'd love to ask everybody to please rise so we can begin the way that all should, and that's with the acknowledgement of our ancestors and all who lead us here. To guide us to our bendition, I'd like to welcome, ladies and gentlemen, our very own Mr. Tristan Quintanilla.
So I'm going to recite a chant by Jeremy Cepeda. I'm a member of Gimatsan Guma, a cultural family of artists and practitioners who seek to spread and perpetuate the cultural value of Inafa Malik. And this chant is titled Ineni Hamzu, written by the late great Jeremy Cepeda. And it's done to settle spaces and to not only greet and acknowledge our ancestors, but also our brethren here today, who I hope will continue to do what they've already been doing, and that is great research that will perpetuate and uplift our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tristan. Please be seated. Before we go any further, I want to acknowledge the presence of some awesome support here, of course, at the University of Guam. We'd like to acknowledge the presence of the Dean of the College of Natural and Applied Sciences. Thank you so much, Dr. Rachel Yagorel joins us. Thank you, ma'am. And I'm going to acknowledge our next person, but also bring her up to deliver her opening and welcoming remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, representing the Office of the President of the University of Guam, please welcome our Vice Provost of Academic Excellence, Graduate Studies, and Online Learning, and the Dean of the University's Libraries. Please welcome Dr. Monique Story.
Half a day, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today as we get ready to start another great cycle of important research that will have great impacts on our island and on our community. UOG CIS and Sea Grant is known for much of the community outreach they do, and that's great. But all that information has to start somewhere, and that somewhere is here. With the applications of researchers from all over the world, all over the region, the UOG CIS and Sea Grant team works closely with some of the brightest and most promising researchers from all over Micronesia. On behalf of the President, Anita Borja Enriquez, Senior Vice President and Provost Charlene Santos Bamba, and Vice President Ricky Hernandez, the entire university community wants to say congratulations to the awarded researchers and say that we look forward to finding out what you find. To the rest of the community, we want to remind you that this is where your journey could start. The programs here at the University of Guam include the UOG CIS and Sea Grant as resources that our entire community has access to. We are your University of Guam, and we look forward to joining us to help make meaningful impacts for our people. So Biba UOG.
Thank you so much, Dean. And again, one more time, a round of applause, please, for Dr. Monique Story. Thank you, ma'am. Up next, please welcome the Director for the University of Guam Center for Island Sustainability and Sea Grant, Dr. Austin Shelton.
Hafa everybody. Thank you all for being here for this special day where we are revealing some of our newest Sea Grant funded researchers here at the University of Guam. I'd like to thank my colleagues, the Dean of the College of Natural and Applied Sciences and the Dean of the University Libraries for both being here today for this special announcement. And it's because, it's something that we're really proud to do, is the funding that we get from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration through the National Sea Grant Program, and National Sea Grant College Program, actually allows us and at the same time requires us to give out a large portion of our federal funds to competitive research projects. And so what that means is that with the over $1 million per year, we need to give out a large portion of that through a competition where our faculty here at the University of Guam, also colleagues at the Guam Community College and the Northern Marianas College, can submit proposals for innovative scientific projects that are related to our coastal resources. And because we're both a land grant and a sea grant institution, that means that we have to ensure that our university is delivering public value, doing science and bringing out into the community in ways that are both useful and usable and understandable. And so what we're going to be doing here with our latest round of researchers is a few exciting things that we actually really need on our island. And so I won't give away, who's doing what just yet, but you're going to hear about things like improving infiltration chamber designs for enhanced coastal resilience and stormwater management. We've been seeing some stormwater problems, especially with our typhoons, with some landslides. The ground, when we create more impervious surfaces from development, there's less places for stormwater to go. And that can cause a lot of problems on our streets, as we see firsthand here. So having some of that science and research behind it will improve our roadways and that management of stormwater. Here's another one that I'm really excited about: seawater-based concrete walls with fiber reinforced polymer composites. So we saw a lot of our coastal areas during Super Typhoon Sinlaku get impacted really badly. There's seawalls that have washed out, and those need to be rebuilt. At the same time that we're rebuilding, we're going to create these new scientific insights in how we can make some of that concrete using seawater. That I'm really excited for these results, because that means it will be a lot more sustainable and durable as we continue to get impacted by the increasing frequency and intensity of storms related to climate impacts around our island. So there's going to be a lot more relevant science, good science that's going to be done. It took a long process through 2 independent rounds of research reviews so that we were ensuring that we are going to get the best science done by the best researchers, and that it's going to deliver that public value for our residents here in Guam and for all of the communities that we're serving also in our region throughout Micronesia. Suzuis Maasi, and congratulations to our upcoming award winners that you'll hear about in just a moment.
Now, this process is not as quick and simple as it may look, right? These researchers have submitted their applications among so many different researchers throughout the region, and somehow they land themselves up here on this beautiful couch in this beautiful Student Success Center. They look like members of, have you guys watched the movie about NSYNC? No? Okay, he said no. All right, Doc. I'll leave that over there, Doc. I'll leave the research to you. You leave the NSYNC to me, okay? Dr. Guadas didn't have a problem, right? You like NSYNC, okay? But either way, through their hard work, through their diligence, through their research, through their ties to these impacts in the community, we've been able to come through and work with them on so many different areas and fronts. This next person is going to tell us a little bit more about how that all happens. She is, of course, the Associate Director of Operations and Development, and she oversees this whole research funding process. Please welcome Ms. Fran Castro.
Thank you, Kyle, and first I'd like to congratulate the researchers. Thank you so much for applying to our research program. This has been going on for, I want to say 7 years, and when we first started, we only had $100,000 to give away, and that was to prove that we can become an institutional program. And now we're giving away up to $709,000 for this, I would call it like seventh season of the researchers competition. And so we're excited to see all the different diversity in projects. We've always only had researchers from mostly the Marine Lab and a couple of folks in the region in Palau and in Pohnpei and in CNMI. But this time we have like researchers from different parts of UOG, like Weary, School of Engineering, and also Marine Lab again. And so we're excited to see these projects come to fruition. There's going to be a lot of modeling on stormwater, as Dr. Shelton had said, about coastal erosion and projects like that. And these just like really elevate like our program here at Guam. We're a small program. Well, we're actually an institutional program, and I think some of the research dollars in other programs go like way beyond like $709,000. But this is like great. Like we keep moving in a direction where we keep increasing our resources so that we know more about our island, we give back more to our community. And so I just want to thank you guys for applying to our competition. It's not easy to get applications, but we did get, I think, up to 11 researchers, and they went through two-tier panel review, and so they get to make the decision, and then we just get to concur. So thank you again. I'll leave it up to Kayo to reveal.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you so much, Ms. Francustru. Let's get a round of applause one more time for all of the applicants that submitted for this cycle. A round of applause, please. This year, we are so excited to announce that we have selected 5 amazing projects that are going to tackle so many different facets of life here in the community and through the region. We have 6 total, I'm sorry. We're going to start by announcing, of course, she's unable to make it here with us today, but we're glad to have her, Dr. Lori Raimundo from the Marine Lab. Her project will be on transitioning the Molesto Coral Ocean Nursery to a nursery and spawning hub. That's going to be awesome for coral reefs. Yes. We also have Dr. Rui Zhang. He'll be doing his research on improving infiltration chambers, designs for enhanced coastal resilience, and stormwater management in Guam, which is what Dr. Shelton was mentioning. Let's get a round of applause for Dr. Zhang, please. And now for the members of the band. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce him up here to tell us a little bit more about his project. Please welcome Dr. Yong Sang Kim. Dr. Barry, please.
Yeah, thank you so much for this great opportunity to collaborate with CIS and Sea Grant. So my research title is Integrate Resilience Building Approach for Addressing Water Pollution and Extreme Weather Stressors on Guam's Water Resources. So after the MAWA, so I had an opportunity to discuss with my good colleague, Dr. David Yu. He is a political So I had an opportunity to talk with Dr. David Yu. He is Associate Professor of Political Science and Civil Engineering at Purdue University. So we discussed about water pollution issue here, but since I joining UOG over 8 years, I focused on water pollution, focusing on groundwater, so I mean NGLA. But I wondered, so water pollution issue is not only water pollution, because we drink water, so that means it causes health effect, and also all groundwater flow toward coastal area. So that is related to coastal area contamination. So after I discussed with Dr. David Yu, he is a professional, he is a resilience professional, and then we start to think about where is a gap between science and society. So after that, we discussed, and then finally, we decide we prepare some proposal, and then right now, we have great opportunities. So we will look for a lot of things through this research. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Barry. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for Dr. Chris Yeo.
Hello everyone, my name is Chris Yeo. I am a professor at the Valley as a surface water hydrologist. My title is integrated modeling of land-based pollutant discharge and its coastal marine impact for Guam's Guam's coral reef conservation. Guam is our land. Guam is island we call our home. It's rich in the natural beauty and natural resources. It's kind of treasure. These treasures belong to not only to us, but also for future our generations. However, these resources have been under big threatened by external challenges such as climate change and also human activities. So this studies introduce an integrated modeling approach to describe how land-based pollutant affects on Guam's society and Guam's coastal environment. So through these activities, through these frameworks, my aim is to better predict how the pollutant move and how to recognize, how to identify critical hotspot and how to assess the future risk in changing environmental conditions such as climate change or such as land development or some other activities. So finally, this work is intended to support the informed management decision and strengthen conservation effort and protect long-term resilience of Guam's coastal area and Guam's reefs and Guam's coastal community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chris. Again, we're seeing a pattern here, as we mentioned, right? These are projects that are going to impact our communities and make life easier and better for us in the long run with the research. So we're so glad to have all of you on board for this. This next individual, of course, is going to talk about building. Definitely. He's a builder. He's a builder. He's also a rock star and a hell of a karaoke singer. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Ernesto Guarez.
Thank you, Kyle. I don't know how to sing, so. But anyway, thank you for this opportunity. As a background, when I arrived on Guam, my topic really is on advanced materials. So I work on fiber-reinforced polymer composites. Those are advanced materials that is really adaptable for coastlines. So these materials doesn't corrode. And so when I arrived on Guam, I tried to look onto the important aspects of research on Guam, which is, I believe, traditional or historical problem on Guam. For example, the problem on disposals of waste. And so I tried to dig down and check whether my 40 could be applied here because I'm on advanced materials. And so knowing this opportunity, what I did is I tried to work on how we can protect the coastlines. And one of the issue here is if we put about our coastline protection structures, let us say retaining wall, we usually use concrete and steel. But the problem with steel is once salt water intrudes, it weakens, and so it will be totally damaged, especially with the changes of, let us say, the changes of the tides. And so what I'm going to do for this project is to develop actually a material which is made from concrete and then fiber-reinforced polymers. They are suitable because it doesn't corrode. And also, since it doesn't corrode, I can utilize seawater. In that way, we'll be able to at least save our freshwater resources here. But the problem is, how are we going to design them? So those are the things I'm going to find out. I'm going to work on the design criteria so that once we have those effective way of designing them, we'll be able to use this on Guam and neighboring islands. So that's all my project for this one. Thank you for this opportunity.
All right, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, again, we're super excited to see where this research goes. And remember to follow us on social media at UOGCIS or UOGC Grant, and we'll be able to keep you updated as these researchers dive on in to save just everything that they're working toward. One more time, let's get a round of applause, please, for our amazing researchers. Ladies and gentlemen, now revealed for 2026 here at the University of Guam Center for Island Sustainability and Sea Grant. All right, gentlemen, if I could ask you now to please, let's take a quick picture.